What's new, fathead?
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another review of the Masters of the Universe Classics. My name is Toontastic Tim, and I'll be your host. Today we're going to be taking a look at Clawful. Clawful came onto the scene in 1984 as part of Wave 3 of the Masters of the Universe action figures. His mini-comics with that action figure was A Clash of Arms. When the 80s were gone, a mints-on-card Clawful became scarce. And it wasn't until 2000 when the commemorative series came out that you had a chance to get a mints-on-card Clawful. The next chance you got was the 2000X Masters of the Universe Staction, and that was actually a mini statue and not an action figure. So I'm excited to have the opportunity to get a Clawful action figure in classics form and mints-on-card. My sample actually has the original burst on it. Yours will not. Before we let this guy burst out of his packaging, let's explore the legend and lore of Clawful. The intelligent, confident, yet incredibly sneaky Clawful is one of the most dangerous evil warriors, never to play the fool like Beastman. Clawful carries out his own missions to dominate the planet Eternia and possesses an intelligence higher than most of Skeletor's evil warriors. Clawful has stated that one day he will turn on Skeletor, much to Skeletor's disapproval. That said, the Lord of Destruction has described Clawful as his most trusted henchman. Clawful shares an odd partnership with Evil Lyn, and the two trying to prove to Skeletor who is the better ally. As Clawful is more intelligent than most, when he teams up with other evil warriors, he often takes charge. When he teams up with Trapjaw, his treatment of him is much like Skeletor's treatment of Beastman. Clawful's snapping crab claws are his most famous attributes, but usually terrorize more than they actually capture. He has a tremendous amount of brute strength and can even physically overpower He-Man in certain situations. Clawful is adept at throwing nets and uses this as part of his fighting style. That was the Filmation legend. Now let's take a look at Mike Young's 2000X Legend of Clawful. Clawful is a giant crustacean thug from the rocky shores of Blakely. Like a giant crab, Clawful can wedge himself under just about anything and evade capture or wait for his moment to attack He-Man. Clawful's intelligence is of an Eternian sea slug, which is nil. Much of his crab race lives on Orcus Island. Clawful uses his massive claw to slice and dice anything or anyone that gets in his way. From time to time, he battles with a mace, and if he's scared or on the defensive, he can retreat into his shell. To me, I didn't like the look of Clawful in the Filmation cartoon, particularly because I didn't like how his head looked. It looked more like a lizard than a crab, and I preferred the look of his action figure head. Now, even though I don't like his head, that doesn't mean I don't like how his character was portrayed. Somehow, Evil Lyn cast an idiot spell over Clawful that lasted from the 80s into the new millennium, because of Clawful became more of a brute and less intelligent in Mike Young Productions' Masters of the Universe. Now, I love the look of Mike Young Productions' Clawful, but preferred Clawful to be smart, cunning, and I'd much rather him be Skeletor's right-hand man than a dumb brute. Now, let's take a look at Clawful's brand new bio. A member of the Karakani, an Eternian race of crustacean warriors, Clawful, as he was known outside of Orcus Island, became a core member of Skeletor's evil warriors after he saved Beastman's life from a cyclopoid attack. Clawful's hard shell protects him from both extreme heat and cold. Under a spell cast by Evil Lyn, Clawful's dull wits were enhanced, thank God, turning him into a keen warrior and strategist. He fought alongside Skeletor, leading a battalion of skeleton warriors during the second ultimate battleground. Clawful uses his dreadful claw to work his evil will. Now that we've explored the legend, let's take a look at the action figure and check out his articulation. Upon opening Clawful, I noticed when I took him out of his plastic bubble that his back piece that attaches to his shell stayed in the plastic. But that was an easy fix. I just popped it out and snapped it back in place. Clawful's design is very reminiscent to the original 1980s figure with a touch of Horseman flair. His head looks almost identical to the one from the 80s. The scales on his body give the figure that extra realistic look. The red paint is stunning and perfectly blended on his body. Clawful comes with a huge right claw and a left mutated claw. The right claw on my sample was defective, so it doesn't stay on as well. Yours hopefully won't have this issue. Clawful comes with two accessories, his green mace and crustacean shield. The green mace is a perfect combination of the weapon from the 80s and the Staction mace. And his crustacean shield is a new added bonus from the horseman that I personally love because it kind of gives him, it kind of evens him out and covers up his little mutated claw. Clawful's ankles are nice and sturdy with those 4 monster toes. Let me let you get a better look. His calves also have the same standard twist for his buck. His knees bend and are nice and tight to help you get that perfect pose. His legs can move out and in, of course. Look, he's doing the splits. Alright. Now that plastic, his loincloth, the plastic on the back is hard, and the plastic on the front is made out of a softer plastic than the one on the back, which will allow you to pose him on a beast or ride on a vehicle soon. Clawful also has the same standard waist movement we've become accustomed to in this line. His waist is nice and tight here. Now let's go ahead and stand him up. Wow, check out those ankles. Clawful's head has a wide range of movement, which will allow you to bop him on the head here, like that. I'm going to take this mace out here. Now check out that shoulder and the scaly textures and the color and the blending. It's awesome. Now his shoulders do have the standard out and in movements, as well as he does have the tricep movement. And his shoulders, his elbow has a standard articulation. And we've got here his little claw, his left mutated claw, will actually turn all the way around, like so. Man, I love this buck. Now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at that right deadly claw. Clawful's big right claw here is actually the second action feature in this line since Roboto. His right elbow, however, is a stub that actually attaches to the claw. Looks like He-Man here just cut his off. Don't worry, Clawful, you'll grow a new one. Mine here is actually defective because the soft plastic inside that's supposed to hold the nub secure is out of place and not secure. So, word to the wise, you may not want to take off his armor a lot. Now, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to put this back on here. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Man, I love this buck. Clawful is awesome. Now, taking a look at the back here, we can see Clawful is equipped with removable crab armor. There are 4 small holes in the back of his armor which 4 small nubs fit into. Let's pop off his back armor and remove it. Before you do, you're going to want to take off Clawful's big right claw. Once the claw is removed safely, you can see the scaly textures and details in his scaly skin. Clawful is actually the last of his kind because after him, no other characters use this buck in the line unless Mattel decides to use it again. I, for one, happen to love this buck because it displays well, and who knows, maybe one day we can get more Caracanis, Adrenids, or Caligars. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Today's lesson is that crabs and all shellfish have been known to lower your immune system, so eat them in moderation. In fact, Clawful would prefer you not eat them at all. Clawful goes on sale July 15th, 2011 on MattyCollector.com, and don't forget to pick up those extra Masters of the Universe action figures that you've been missing from your collection. Until next time.